I've not recorded myself talking for a very long time. Um, but I was watching some old archives on my Instagram, my old story archives, and my highlights, and I missed that part of my heart. I think it just prompted me to want to give a little update for myself to look back on later, and also comment on how lovely my curls are today. They're very coily and nice and moisturized. I feel very fallish. I have this very nice vest that's reversible. It's my favorite fact. And then my little jacket that I wore to England. I'm in my van, well, Jed and Ariana's van, that I am currently living in. And it's okay. It's doing me good for now. It's getting me to the next spot. I am ready to have my own space. I am grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for what's next as well, which is living with Jed and Ariana at the cabin. They're building the addition currently, and building me a little room inside the addition, which I'll have somewhat of a liberty to decorate and make my own. But alas, as grateful as I'm trying to be, I long for my own space, and I am reflecting on all the times where I have gotten to curate a space. Nearly every place in the last 2 years, mostly my apartment, I've been thinking about and dreaming about. But when I was there, though I could decorate it however I wanted to, and it was the sweetest little space for me, I was extremely lonely, and it was extremely hard for me to withstand a long time there. So there's always something that's going to interfere with my present, and there's always going to be sweet things about it too, and it seems like it's easier looking back at those sweeter things than it is to remember the difficult and why I moved on from it. And I'm trying to do that now, but I'm failing miserably. I am. I've been a very cynical little girl lately, and not the woman of faith that I'm called to be. I'm not transitioning in my life very well, I don't think. I am trying to regain a sense of my spirit, regain confidence in that, regain joy. It's one of the things that I was noticing looking back at all my Instagram archive stories, just how much joy that I shared, how much of my spirit and how unhindered that was. Even though I had my own struggles and didn't share everything, there was a lot more freedom there, even with people. It was a joy to me to give my spirit out, and I've definitely reserved that a lot these last couple years. And that's really sad to me. I miss feeling that independence, feeling confidence, feeling a sense of identity. And I'm unearthing what identity really is, and have been ever since 2021, trying to determine how I belong in this world without being attached to this world, which is incredibly hard. I want so badly to be special that I'll manipulate myself and form this ideal version of me in my life and then project that out. And if there's anything that disappoints that, I will be extremely stubborn or just fight with it somehow. Won't be able to be at peace. And I've been realizing how big of an issue that is and how I don't want to live my life like that. So been breaking down my belief systems surrounding identity. And now I'm here where I feel very much like an empty vessel. And that's spoken about in Christian culture like such a pure and holy thing. And I'm sure that it is. I just don't feel that way right now. I feel like I'm put on this earth to be used, and I'm trying to reconcile how my intimacy with the Lord aligns with that feeling, because it doesn't, like he isn't a God that is out to use me and out to get me. But ever since I fully committed to him January of 2023 and put my whole trust and my whole faith in him, my whole heart, my life has been a lot harder. And I'm really understanding what it means to give up myself and to take up my cross and to follow him. Let go of my possessions, even let go of old relationships, hopes, dreams, even at times not wanting to let go of them and clinging onto them, and then having them taken from me and being asked, are you still gonna come? Are you still gonna follow me? I'm like, Lord, I really don't have anywhere else to go. Like, I don't. Is this a cruel joke? Because I don't have anywhere else to go, and you know it. We went through this, buddy. We went through this. What is it? A year and a half ago, where I got to my lowest point that I've ever been in my life, and I had to make a decision, and I decided the Lord. And I know how it ends. Like, I've committed to him, and so now when I'm stepping into faith and actually following him, I'm grappling with a whole nother series of questions, a whole nother level deeper that I was questioning before, where the faith is there, where I've made the commitment, but now I'm like, wow, is following the Lord really extreme self-sacrifice? Is it not feeling pleasure every day? Is it not chasing what I understand is good desires, but releasing even my good desires unto him without any expectation that I will receive what I currently want, but replacing it for what he wants for me? Like, there's just all of these different theological concepts and relational concepts that I am now having to ask myself without the doubt of wanting to follow him being in the back of my mind. Like, it's like, I am going to do this, but how do I conceptualize what it's going to take? How do I believe that you're good and have the faith to follow you? I don't know how it all works. It's hard. I am then here in a van where all of my belongings fit in this van, and that means all the furniture that I really loved, that had a lot of character to me, that were precious symbols of like the home that I someday want and the aesthetic that feels like a reflection of my heart. That means choosing what clothes I'm gonna wear, which a lot of the times means sacrificing my love for fashion and style and not having the ability to play around with that as much and dress up every day. And my lifestyle just doesn't match with that right now, which feels heartbreaking to me because that is also a huge joy in my life. I've had to give that up currently, give up my own aesthetic for the sake of living with somebody else and sake of community, really, sake of inconveniencing myself to learn disciplines and values that will last me longer than temporary things. I knew that when I was getting rid of my stuff, but I didn't really know it, because now that I'm in it, I'm like, whew, I miss it and it's hard. But that's one of the sacrifices I'm having to make. And along with that, I feel like I've given my whole identity away, and let go a lot of who I was, and feel like this shell of a person a lot of the times right now. Currently really wrestling with depression, in a mild sense. I think part of that is the change of the seasons, but I am also experiencing a lot of emotional changes, relationally as well. So there's just a lot that I'm processing, emotionally, which is affecting how I carry myself in my daily life, and decreasing my motivation, because it's just a lot of weight on my brain right now. So some of those symptoms of depression pop up, and I just kind of feel like I don't have any capacity to give, but giving is all I'm meant for. Like, it's just this weird contradiction in my mind, this weird transition phase where I'm trying to understand how that works together. I really miss joy. I really miss putting my writing on the walls. I really miss writing. I miss poetry. I miss being in classes and being around community that is like-minded in that way, that specific way, attachment to literature and words. And I miss having an independent space. I miss alone time. I miss being a part of nature more consistently, having the energy to, and the discipline, honestly, to just go for walks and dress like nature and lay in the grass and express my spirit and explore and giggle at things and take sunrise dips in the lake and all of that, which I could just do still. There's been so much that has dimmed, and I'm trying to reconcile that and heal it. Reestablish myself unattached to other people's opinions about things, even my close community that I trust. Stand on my own 2 feet. Let go of some really difficult things that are not just material, but are deeply identity related. And be okay with just having me, like just my spirit, and not all of these other things surrounding me to showcase where my spirit is at. I've never done it like this before, and it's really difficult to learn how. How do I have security in my spirit without anything to show for it? Without even the attitude to show for it most of the time, but with a security that is unchangeable in Christ, that no matter how I'm acting, no matter what I own, no matter who I'm around, if I'm in a relationship or I'm not in a relationship, that my identity is secure in the Lord, and I am the person that I am because He is the I am. I can't rationalize that, when I'm living my practical life and when it comes down to making decisions. And when I'm not fully present, which is most of the time. So that's where I'm at in my life. That's my update. I'm trying to be full-time in art while also retaining vulnerability and personableness, especially on social media, which I've tended to lean more towards the businessy work side of things, and I don't like that. So I'm wanting to bring back some of that writing, some of that vulnerability, just my daily life expression. Think that'll change also as the seasons shift, because right now is just a busy work season, so I'm sharing a lot of that. But yeah, that's my 24-year-old self. 24-year-old in September. One might say 24 and a half. And yeah, I'm gonna sign out now. That's all.